Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So in today's pick a card reading, we are going to be finding out what is next in love for you. And this is going to include a look at your overall energy towards love and the direction that you're headed in, as well as the specific events that will be unfolding next in your love life in chronological order. And we are also going to get messages for different relationship statuses. So whether you are single with a specific person in mind or single without a specific person in mind or in a relationship, there will be messages for you in this reading. So there are 4 groups for you guys to choose from today. In each reading, we're going to be using a different tarot deck, and I've also placed different crystal hearts on top of each deck. And I'm going to show you a card from each deck so that you can get a feel for what the artwork is like. And I'm showing different major arcana today. So I just went through the deck, and whatever major arcana came out first is the one that we are using. So when you're choosing your group, you could be drawn to the crystal, you could be drawn to the back artwork of the decks, the front artwork, or if you are familiar with tarot, you may be drawn to the actual card that comes out for you. So there's a few different factors to help you choose your group. But without further ado, let's get a close-up look at each of your options. Group number 1, we have this Cherry Blossom Agate heart, and we will be using the Starchild Tarot. And your major arcana is Starseed, which is the Fool in this deck. Group number 2, we have this Trolleite heart, and we're going to be using the Dive to You Tarot. And your major arcana is Strength. Group number 3, we have this Mystery heart, which I am now thinking is some kind of jasper. And we are going to be using the DreamyMoons Tarot. And your major arcana is the Moon. And group number 4, we have this Selenite heart, and we're going to be using the Moonchild Tarot. And your major arcana is Temperance. Okay, so just in case you need a bit more time to pick, these are all of your options laid out side by side so that you can compare them and see which one is calling to you the most. As always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm going to go ahead and get started with number 1. Hi number 1s, so if you guys chose the Cherry Blossom Agate and the Starchild Tarot, this is going to be your reading. So here is the full breakdown of the reading that we're going to be doing today. We have the reading here on YouTube as well as an extended. Here on YouTube, we're going to start by taking a look at your overall energy, and this can also be an energy check for you. If what I'm describing sounds like what you have been going through in your love life, then that can be a sign that this is your group. But we are going to see what energy you are coming from and where you are headed when it comes to your love life. Then we're going to get some personalized messages. So there will be a message for those of you who do have a partner or a person of interest right now, as well as a message for those of you who don't have a partner or a person of interest. I will put timestamps in the video if you want to skip forward to the part that applies to you. Although, of course, you are very welcome to watch both of these. There could be messages for you in both. Then we are going to get into the timeline of specific events that are coming up in your love life in chronological order. And then we're going to finish off the reading with messages and advice from your spirit guides. Then in the extended, we are going to get messages from your person. So that will be like your person of interest or your partner or the new person we see coming in for you. And we are going to get a message from both their 3D self, so their human self, as well as their higher self. Then we are going to see what are your person's current feelings towards you or their current experience of this connection. And we'll also look at that from like a 3D and a 5D perspective to see how they are perceiving and experiencing this connection. And then we will finish off with a timing prediction for an event that we mentioned in the reading. It can be anything you want to know about. It could even be something we didn't talk about in this reading. I will leave it up to you, but we'll get a timing prediction for that. And we'll also see what could influence this timing. Could something make it happen faster? Could something make it happen slower? And that is the reading today. Thank you for listening to that. So let's get into it. We're going to start off by seeing where you're headed overall in your love life. So this pile of oracle cards is going to represent the energy that you are coming from. We have reconciliation, problematic behavior. What are the toxic behaviors from you or from others that are present in your life right now? What needs to be acknowledged and dealt with? And this is a shadow work card. And then we have watermelon tourmaline. Love that. That's actually my inspiration for this setup today, because pink and green are the colors of the heart chakra. So that's kind of cool that we got that. And then for the energy of where you are headed, we have development, synchronicity. What are the signs and meaningful coincidences that surround you right now? What do you need to pay attention to? And this is a light work card. And finally, we have lepidolite. I think it's so cool that you guys got like shadow work for the energy that you are coming from and light work for the energy of where you're headed. So a really important takeaway from this reading that you guys need to know is that when it comes to your love life, and I think when it comes to your energy in general, you are moving out of dark energies. You are moving out of heavy energies, and you are moving towards the light. You're moving towards a situation that is brighter, that is easier, where burdens are lifted. If things have been tough for you, group number one, they are getting better. You're already headed towards this energy. And I also think it's interesting that we have the number 18 here, because this does correspond with the moon card in tarot, which deals with things in the subconscious, things that are hidden, things that are behind the scenes. And that's what shadow work is all about. It's about looking at that which is normally not seen, or that is not so obvious, but that is influencing our life and influencing our patterns. So, for those of you who chose this group, with this reconciliation card, there could be very many of you who recently have reconciled with a person of interest or gotten back together with a partner, or this could be something that you are desiring. There's a feeling here that we are getting to the root of the problem of what didn't work out before. So if this is you and you're like wanting reconciliation with a specific person, then this could be indicating that you have been reflecting on what happened in the past, and discovering the root of a problem to make sure that it doesn't happen again. Or this is what your spiritual team is currently encouraging you to do. For those of you who don't resonate with having like a specific person that you're reconciling with or getting back together with, this could also be you in general looking back on your previous relationships, whether that be like exes or previous friendships that you had, and sort of going over what happened in those relationships that you didn't like, that didn't feel good, what went wrong, basically reflecting on what you don't want to repeat in your future relationship or when you get back together with this specific person. And by identifying what you don't want to repeat, I feel like it's going to help you understand what you do want more of in contrast. So it seems like, yeah, reminiscing over the past and identifying those problems and red flags. And these could be, like this card says, these could be your own behaviors that you're like, I really need to work on this. I really don't want to do this again. I've got to like get my head right on this. Or it could be behaviors from others where you're like, I'm not going to accept this kind of treatment anymore. Like if we're going to be together, you got to work on this too. I feel like it goes both ways for all parties involved. And with watermelon tourmaline, like I said, it's so beautiful to have this here because it's the two colors of the heart, pink and green, that are coming together. And it does represent like the feminine aspect and the masculine aspect coming together. So this could also be indicating like your desire for union or reunion with someone, regardless of your genders. It could also be indicating that you are reconciling two parts of you that were seemingly opposite or that were seemingly incompatible. So like maybe there are two aspects of your personality that you felt were at odds and they are finding a way to coexist. Or you had like two different needs in a relationship. An easy example of this is like the need for connection versus the need for independence or something like that. And finding out how both of those needs can be addressed and making peace with the truth that they are not like mutually exclusive, and that you can very much have both of those needs or have both of those aspects to your personality, and they can both be honored. So this reconciliation could also be something that is happening within yourself. Like two aspects of yourself are forgiving each other, or two aspects of yourself are coming into union. But you're doing very important work right now to set yourself up to have a beautiful, healthy relationship in the future. So with that being said, let's take a look at the energy where you are headed. We have development. So this is also a really good sign for those of you who do have a person of interest or a partner, because this is basically saying there's going to be developments in your relationship with this person. Even if you don't have a person of interest, this card is saying there's going to be developments in your love life. Like that is the energy that you are heading towards, and you are likely already seeing signs and synchronicities that tell you this development is coming. With the bouquet of flowers here, there could be someone who is like making a romantic gesture towards you. It could literally be that someone is bringing you flowers, or someone could be writing you a letter or sending you a heartfelt message. Someone could be giving you a gift. But I feel like for those of you who are reconciling with someone, it will be, of course, words and intentions set forth, but paired with some kind of gesture to show you that like, I'm really serious about this. I really want to treasure you and make you feel special moving forward. And then for those of you who don't have a specific person in mind yet, I do feel like you're likely manifesting someone who is quite forthcoming and quite expressive when it comes to showing their feelings and showing their affection. They are going to make you feel very special. They're going to make you feel spoiled. So it's a beautiful energy that you guys are heading into, regardless of your relationship status. And like I said, I think your spiritual team and possibly even the higher self of your person are already kind of dropping hints that this is happening. I also think just in general, you may be experiencing more synchronicities in your life. So you may be seeing more angel numbers. There may be more like imagery or symbols that are repeatedly following you around. You could be having recurring dreams at this time, just feeling more connected to spirit in general. I also think something that you might start noticing happening is that your manifestations are coming faster. So things that you're consciously manifesting, they are appearing in your 3D reality faster. But also, even if you didn't outright say to yourself, like, I'm going to manifest blah, 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 it's like, as soon as you think, oh, this is a problem, oh, I need to deal with this, a few moments later, it's already solved. Things are being solved quickly, solutions are being brought to you quickly, things you desire are being brought to you quickly, and it's just showing that your energy is getting lighter and you are connecting more and more with spirit. And so you're going to really feel in this energy that is coming, you're going to really feel like the universe has your back, spirit is watching, spirit has your best interests at heart. This is like the 6th time I think I've said your energy is beautiful, but it really is. And then I love that we have lepidolite too, because this means that your worries are being soothed, your anxieties are being soothed, you are healing. And so not only are we healing from things that have happened in the past and repairing problematic behavior, but when we move into this new chapter, we're not going to be burdened by like any sort of fear that what if things go back to how they are before. Which means that you feel very certain about the work that you've done. You feel very certain about the person you're with, or you feel certain about a new person that is coming in, and you know like these old cycles are not going to repeat. And so you can sort of move forward without being like haunted by your past is how it's coming through. You don't have to worry that like it's gonna go back to what it was before. So now we are going to use this tarot deck, the Accurate AF Tarot, to get some personalized messages for you. So I'm going to start with a message specifically for those of you who do not have a person of interest or a partner right now. If you do have someone in your life, you are more than welcome to listen to this message. But if you do not feel like doing that, there will be a timestamp right here so that you can skip forward to your personalized message. What do my group number ones who do not have a specific person need to know right now? What is their message? My group number ones who don't have a specific person. Ooh, okay. We have, okay, yeah, there's two cards coming out together. We have the Tower and the Magician, two major arcana. So big fated events are coming for those of you who don't have a specific person right now. And one thing that I want to mention that I think is quite significant is that when this Tower card first came out, I thought it was just one card because the Magician card was kind of like stuck to the back. And it wasn't until I fanned it out that I realized there's a second one underneath. So this Magician was hidden behind the Tower. All you could see at first was this Tower moment. And for those of you who are familiar with tarot, a Tower moment is basically when something in your life falls apart, when something hits the fan, some kind of unexpected. It can feel chaotic. It can even kind of feel like a crisis at times where things are just falling apart and we don't know what's going on. But it is always a destruction or a removal of something that was not meant to be in our life to make room for something new, something more sturdy, something more in alignment with our highest good to be built in its place. With the Magician underneath here, synchronicity again, synchronicity and manifestation. Some shit is going to hit the fan in your life, group number one. And I know that that's kind of a scary message, but what you might not see is that this shit hitting the fan is actually part of you receiving what you have been manifesting. It's part of the universe answering your request to bring in what you desire. That's why I think it's so significant that this Magician card was hiding behind it. And like, I didn't see it at first. You might not see at first why this is happening. In fact, it may even feel like the opposite is happening. It may feel like the universe is taking you farther away from your manifestation. But it is indeed bringing you right to it. So all I can say for my group number ones, if you don't have a specific person, trust in the divine detours. Trust in divine detours. If something is falling apart, I would say let it fall apart because it is part of the universe's plan. And I think it's really cool that in this deck, the Tower is like literally a house of cards because houses of cards are notorious for being flimsy. You just like sneeze and it completely falls down. So anything that is exiting your life, anything that is falling apart or falling through, it's as if the universe was saying it was flimsy in the first place. And we're just getting it out of the way so that we can bring you your true manifestation. Something that might happen too is like, and maybe this has happened to you before, you receive something that is similar to your manifestation, like it has many traits of your manifestation, but it's not quite it. But you might think it is it, so that when it leaves your life, you're like, oh no, that was what I wished for. And the universe is like, no, that wasn't the real deal. So just trust if things seem to be falling apart or if plans are falling through. Because the universe's hidden intention behind that is to bring you what you truly want. I'm also going to take a couple of dice out of my bowl. Let's see what other messages you guys have. Ooh! We have the North Node, so confirmation that you are on the right path. This is a very fated like placement in someone's birth chart. So the fact that we have this paired with 2 major arcana, there is fate at play in your love life right now. Like there is a big fated event in your love life that is coming your way. And whatever you're longing for right now, whatever you are desiring, I think that Spirit wants to confirm to you that you are on the right path, and what you're currently desiring, what you're currently looking for in love, what you're currently looking for in a partner, and even I want to say the overall direction of your life is very much in alignment with your highest good, with the collective's highest good, with your happiness and with your life purpose. Also, and this is, interesting. This is the number 9. So, okay, let me just say what I was going to say first before I forget. The new person who is entering into your life, they could have personal planets like around your north node. So for example, my north node is in Scorpio. So if this were my reading, this would be someone who has like Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, maybe Mars on like in Scorpio, or maybe even like in close proximity to my north node. And I would even say that this new person that you're manifesting is going to contribute immensely to your expansion. This is going to be someone who helps you to dream bigger and to believe that you can achieve more than what you might currently believe. They're kind of testing your limits of how much you can believe in yourself and how high you can aim when it comes to your goals. This could also be someone who, by being with them, you could gain like status, or you could gain class, like your social status could go up. Maybe this person comes from like a well-off family or a family that has a really good reputation or something like that. This is also likely someone who is highly educated, very knowledgeable, very cultured. I feel like the word media training is coming to my mind. I don't know if this person has gone through media training, but like no matter what environment they're in, no matter how casual or fancy it is, or no matter who is there, it's like they can blend in and they can have meaningful conversations. They can discuss a wide range of topics and actually add something insightful to the conversation and like have a well thought out opinion. There's just something like classy or cultured or something like that about this person. I would also say for those of you who are considering traveling or relocating, or you have done that recently, that's likely a step in meeting this person. Or for those of you who have considered furthering your education with this 9th house energy. So this is the message for those of you who do not have a specific person in mind at this time. So now we are going to move on to those of you who do have a specific person in mind. What is the message for my group number 1s who do have a specific person in mind, who do have a partner or a person of interest? We have the 3 of Wands with development and opportunity. Okay, so things are definitely moving forward. Oh my gosh, wait a minute. So in the previous part, we had a keyword repeating, synchronicity, synchronicity. Talk about a synchronicity. And then we have another one, development, development. That's so cool. Like this is the kind of thing that's going to be happening for you guys. I feel like you're going to notice more and more synchronicities like this. Okay, so 3 of Wands. 3 of Wands is an Aries sun. So an Aries sun could be significant, or an Aries Mercury could be significant. And yeah, things are developing, things are moving forward. So for those of you who do have a person of interest, you will be taking things to the next level with this person. And also I see that both of you, are all parties involved, you are starting to come out of your shell more and be more comfortable being your true self. I feel like masks are coming off, walls are coming down. We've kind of moved past a stage of worrying about impressing each other or worrying about like turning the other person off. Of course, we're still going to be considerate to each other's feelings and like maintain ourselves and stay attractive to each other. But I feel like the fear is gone of like, oh my gosh, what is this person going to think if I say this? You feel comfortable around each other now that you can start to be more of your true self, especially your goofy side might be coming out more. Your sassy or sarcastic side might be coming out more. Your like bold side might be coming out more. Your fire, because this is a fiery card. I also think with this number 3, like this can talk about third parties. So I feel like for those of you who do have a person, you're gonna start to meet more people in each other's lives and sort of blend into each other's circles. So this could be you like meeting their family or meeting their friends or meeting the people they work with, or they are meeting your family, friends, people you work with. And it's the circles maybe starting to kind of blend together. So like let's say you meet your person's friend. And at first, in your brain, you're always saying like, oh, this is my person's friend. This is my person's friend. But after some time, they just become your friend. And you stop thinking about them in the context of being your person's friend, if that makes sense. Yeah, so you are... And I also think you're becoming more... What's the right way to say this? You're not people pleasing with each other anymore. Like you can just be real with each other. You can just be honest because you know that you love each other and it's all love and you're not saying anything to be malicious or to make the other person feel bad. And honesty and straightforwardness will be very appreciated. And with that being said, any like vague wishy-washy energy that you've experienced with this person, that is an energy that we're moving out of. And from now on, things are going to be very clear and direct and open and blunt. And it's like, thank God, like we're not doing any more guessing games. We're not doing any more like tiptoeing and beating around the bush. Like we're just being open with each other and it feels really good. So also you could be, it's funny, I mentioned travel over here as well. You could be going on a trip with your person, relocating with your person, or moving in with your person. So let's roll a couple of dice. We have Uranus, unexpected. Ooh, Uranus in the 10th house. Okay, so either you or your person is going through unexpected career change. And because we have opportunity here, I really do believe that this is positive. Like literally the 3 of Wands is about opportunities coming in, offers coming in, expanding your horizons, going bigger, doing more. So one of you, it could even be both of you, both you and your person, are about to suddenly shoot up in your career. And suddenly your standard of lifestyle, or like the lifestyle that you're living is going to be changing. Like you could be suddenly moving with your person to a place that is like 3 times more expensive than what you had before, or you were planning to, there's like a dream vacation you wanted to go on and you were thinking maybe in like 5 years from now we'll be able to do that, and all of a sudden you're planning to do it like next year. Something is suddenly just advancing. And these are actually pretty, these messages kind of have similarities now that I think about it. If you watch both of them, you might be kind of realizing how they have similarities. Also, someone with Uranus in Capricorn or Uranus in Aries could be significant. So now, finally, we're going to get into the tarot that you guys chose, our beautiful Starchild tarot, and we are going to see the chronological events that will be unfolding in your love life. So it's going to go like from now, from the time that you're watching this, into the future. Oh, this deck is a thick boy. All right. Group number ones. What is the series of events that is about to unfold in their love life? Starting with the nearest future. Okay. We have, okay, so these are two together. We have oppression, which is the devil. Ooh, and we have the Queen of Swords. Okay. Next, we have the Page of Crystals. Then we have the Seven of Cups. And we're gonna get one more. And then we have Perspective, which this is the Hanged Man. All right, so let's just go through, because you know I love to talk about my zodiac signs. We have Capricorn energy here, Pisces energy here, and then we have Venus in Scorpio. Yeah, I'll just mention those ones. So, in this current energy, there's someone who is feeling stuck. There's someone who is feeling tied down in their life in general. This could be you, this could be another person involved, but there's a feeling of being stuck, and it feels like something that is being done to you, or something that is being done to this person. It doesn't feel like one of those situations where like it's limiting beliefs that are holding us back. Like, we could be free, we could be making progress if only we were confident, if only these mental blockages weren't here. That's not what this feels like. It feels like an external power that is like being imposed on someone, and they can't leave and they can't free themselves. And for some reason, the example that's coming to my mind is like if someone really wanted to leave their country, but like it was taking forever to get their passport or something like that. So this is not like, if only I believed in myself, I could leave the country. It's like, no, there's literally nothing I can do because these people keep messing up my passport or something. Or like someone really wants to leave a job, but they're in a contract that is not permitting them to leave. Like it feels like, even with this being a major arcana, it feels like one of those situations where like there's nothing that someone can do. And with the Queen of Swords, I feel like this is really frustrating for one of two reasons. One could be because like it is such a simple fix, and yet there's nothing that this person can do. Like, it's as if you're waiting for someone to fix something, and it's so easy, and like you could do it yourself, or like you just need a signature. It literally takes 2 seconds. I just need you to freaking sign this thing and this can all be over. And it's like, it's taking forever. So because it could be something that is done so quickly or that is so easy, that makes it even more frustrating. And then the other thing is like this feeling of I'm too smart for this. Like maybe in the example of like being stuck in a job, this job is mind numbing. Like this is too easy. I'm too smart for this. My ideas are too brilliant to be stuck here, and yet I'm stuck in this contract. So like someone's feeling really like frustrated and held down like this, which could either be you or someone else involved. And I just want to jump to the Hanged Man here. This is about gaining another perspective on your situation, especially if you're in a stagnant situation. So while I do think that when all is said and done, and when the situation is over, you'll be able to look back and maybe see a reason. I wouldn't want whoever's going through this to think that like, oh, I'm manifesting this, I'm creating this reality. Because I do think it's just something like a fated event that is very frustrating. It's like something that you have to go through because maybe there is some lesson to be learned, but it's not your doing, or it's not your fault. It's not like I manifested this because I have limiting beliefs. It is just a shitty situation that someone is in. And I think it's really interesting how there's 2 swords here and 2 people here, because this to me looks like you and your person are putting your heads together to get out of this situation. So if you already know who your person is, then you're working together to get out of this. If you haven't met your person yet, I think your spiritual team wants you to rest assured that even if things are tough right now, you're still a powerful manifester and you can still manifest this person into your life. And in fact, manifesting this person into your life might be a powerful step to getting out of this situation. Like you might need their help to get out of this, or if it's them going through it, they might need your help to get out of this. The fact that these 2 people are coming through as pages, pages are small, but you might feel like your efforts are going to be fruitless, or you might feel like you're taking a shot in the dark and that it's not going to work out. It's like you might feel like you're not as equipped as you need to be to solve this problem, or like the opponent that you're going up against is way bigger than you. And so how are you going to be successful? But one thing that the opponent doesn't have is like your spirit, your soul, your resilience. And that's why I think that when these 2 pages come together, they're able to make this like cosmic pentacle that is levitating. Like they may not have a ton of resources but they have soul and they have spirit on their back. They have the power of God and anime on their side. That's the vibe here. So when you and this person come together, like there's nothing you can't do. And so whoever's suffering in this situation, you will be able to get out of it. And I feel like with the 7 of Cups, there's a couple different ways to interpret this. I think that for some of you, this is an indication of like a dream coming true, of things seeming too good to be true. And this situation might be the last of heavy energies that you and your person have been clearing away. This is the last of that situation. And like now that it's all over, it feels too good to be true. And I feel like this represents the point where you can peacefully be together in the way that you've really wanted to be, without any baggage, or like we talked about before, without any fear that things are going to go back to how they were before. So yeah, it does feel like a dream. It does feel like too good to be true. But also I feel like there's a feeling of not knowing what to do with yourself. You know what I mean? Like, where do we go from here? What now? It's like suddenly you have all this freedom and you have all these options and it's overwhelming. So to use that example of the person who's waiting for their passport, like they're going to go from being stuck in the same place to now being able to go anywhere. And that could be kind of overwhelming. It's like, oh my gosh, where do I want to go? Because the 7 of Cups can talk about like being overwhelmed by options. And it's like you and your person now feel overwhelmed with this freedom. It's like suddenly all of these doors are opening for you. And, you know, we had messages of like someone's career could be suddenly exploding. This could also be like you're suddenly coming into a bunch of money and it's like you've always wished and wished for money, but now that you have it, you're like, what do I do with this? Like, I don't even know what to spend this on or like how to use it. It's just like too much. So, but I think that this overwhelm is a good thing, because it's like you just have this abundance of freedom now, or this abundance of options now. And I feel like this is where you and your person truly have like burdens of your life lifted from you, and you can do whatever you want. And maybe the new perspective that you're gaining, and maybe one of the reasons like why the situation happened, or like something that you can take away from it, is that it keeps you level-headed enough to not go crazy when you are granted all of this freedom. It's like the energy of someone who knows what it's like to be broke. So when they do come into a lot of money, like they're responsible with it, or, you know, it's that kind of energy. So I think that whatever you or your person or both of you have been through in the past, it will make you very appreciative of the blessings that you're receiving now. And I feel like you'll never take it for granted. And maybe even one of the blessings, or the blessing, is that you're finally able to be together in the way that you want to be. Like the obstacles were finally overcome, and you can finally be together how you want to be. And that is something that you will never take for granted, because you know all too well the pain of not having it. Yeah, that's what this perspective is. It's like, I don't want to say like it's a good thing that this happened, because obviously it was shitty, but with your wisdom and with your insights, you can take a helpful lesson from it. You can gain a helpful perspective from it. You and this person, you could go on to like achieve material successes together. You could go on to have successful business ventures together. You could also build a house together, or like build a home together. Because this Page of Pentacles looks like two people building something tangible together, or like something material together. And I just feel like with the Seven of Cups, the possibilities are really endless for you. Once you get out of this situation, the possibilities are endless. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. So we're gonna finish off now with a couple of oracle decks to get messages and advice from your spirit guides. What does group number 1 need to know as we close out this reading? Creative writing. We have Archangel Gabriel coming through. Make time to write down your thoughts in a journal, or pen an article or book. Maybe you and your person are like writing a book together or something. Or maybe you just are doing that. Okay, and then we're gonna get some love messages. Wow! Okay, let's take, how many is that? We're gonna take all of these. So these are your love messages. Life is a series of constantly shifting cycles. When we resist change, we resist the natural flow of life and create unnecessary stress. Go with the flow. You will be surprised where it leads. Don't make decisions based on guilt or what you think you should do, for it is only in being true to yourself that you can be true to others. And finally, transformation. Your relationship with one another is about to deepen. Love conquers and transforms all things. My group number 1s, these are all of the messages that we have for you. So we're going to take it over to the extended now, where we are going to get messages from your person. And this will be both from their 3D self as well as their higher self. We're also going to see your person's current feelings towards you, or how they are currently experiencing or perceiving this connection in the 3D as well as in the 5D. And then we are going to get a timing prediction for anything you would like to know about. It could be something that we talked about in this reading. It could be something completely different. I will leave it up to you, but we're going to see when that event is likely to happen. And we're also going to see what could impact the timing, what could make it happen faster or slower. So if that sounds good to you and you would like to join me in the extended reading, I'm going to have that link down below in the description as well as in the pinned comment. However, if you're going to leave the reading here, I want to say thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where you can watch tons of timeless, exclusive pick a card readings, just like this one. And you can also decide on topics for future readings. I will link my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video. That is an original song. I'll also have my latest release linked down below. And finally, my vlog channel and my merch, which features the floating temple that was at the start of this video. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really, really appreciate having you here, group number 1, and I'm sending so much love to you, to your person, to anyone else who appeared in this reading directly or indirectly, to your higher selves, your spirit guides, your spiritual teams, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi, number 2s. So if you guys chose the Trolleite and the Dive to You Tarot, this is going to be a reading all about what's next in your love life. So this is the full breakdown of the reading that we're going to be doing today. We have the reading here on YouTube as well as an extended. On YouTube, we're going to start by taking a look at your overall energy towards love, and we're going to see what energy you are coming from and the energy of the direction that you're headed in your love life. And this can be like an energy check for you. So if what I'm describing, especially in this where you're coming from part, if that sounds like something that you have been through or that you're currently going through, then that's your sign that this is your group. Then we're going to get personalized messages depending on your relationship status. So there will be a message for those of you who currently do have a specific person in mind, like a partner or a person of interest. And there will also be a message for those of you who don't have a specific person in mind. I'm going to put a timestamp in this video if you want to skip forward to the part that applies to you, although you are very welcome to listen to both of these messages. And then we are going to see the timeline of upcoming events in your love life in chronological order, see what's coming next for you, and we will finish off the reading with messages and advice from your spirit guides. Then in the extended reading, we're going to get messages from your person. So that would be like your partner or your person of interest or the new person that we see coming into your life for those of you who don't have a specific person yet. And we're going to get messages from both their 3D self, so their human self, as well as their higher self. And we're going to see this person's current feelings for you and how they have been experiencing or perceiving this connection in both the 3D and the 5D. And then we're going to get a timing prediction for an event of your choice. It could be something that we spoke about in the YouTube reading. It could be something completely different. It will be up to you, but we're going to see when that's likely to happen. And we're also going to see what could influence the timing of that event. So what could make it happen faster or what could make it slower. So that is the reading today. And without further ado, let's get into it. The first thing we want to see is your overall energy towards love. So this pile of oracle cards represents the energy that you are coming from. And we have Secret with the number 22. Purpose. What is your North Star, your calling? What drives you and inspires you? What do you allow to guide your actions? What gives life meaning? And we have Euclase with the number 23. Then these are going to represent the energy of the direction you're headed. We have lightning with the number 59. Assert, to claim, to take space, to remain honest and confident. And we have Spirit Quartz with the number 54. Group number 2, I like this energy. Okay, so let's start with where you are coming from. We have secret here, and we have purpose, and we have light work. This is a light work card. So, and we also have Euclase, which is about like truth, honesty, discovering your truth, committing to your truth. So it looks like the energy that you're coming from, or maybe this is the energy that you're currently in. There is something pertaining to your life purpose, your soul's calling, your passion, or your deepest longings that you have either kept a secret from the world, like you haven't really talked about it or been open about it, or you have even been hiding it from yourself. Like there could be something that you're really passionate about that you kind of suppress, or you're not honest with yourself or others about it, maybe out of like a fear or out of insecurity, even out of just being too overwhelmed by the emotion. And I think the energy that you're coming from is one of finally facing the truth about your soul's deepest longings. This could be pertaining to your love life. Like for some of you, part of this energy could be about like facing the truth of what you really want in love, especially if that goes against societal norms, or if that goes against what your community or what the people around you expect of you. Like for example, maybe you've realized that you don't want to get married and have that traditional family, which is what everyone expects of you. Or maybe you are not attracted to the gender that everyone expects you to be attracted to, or something like that. Or there's a specific person that you feel really, really drawn to, and you've been kind of denying it, but like you can't deny it any longer. You have to be honest with yourself that this is the person I'm in love with, or like this is the person I have feelings for. For others of you, it could be about like your career path, like what you want to do in the world, what you want to do for a living. And up until now, you've maybe pursued paths that are not that because that's what you felt like was the right thing to do, what you felt like you should do, or what came to be expected of you. And I think this is about having the courage to be honest with yourself that you actually want something different, and that this thing that you want is actually part of your soul's purpose. And realizing that if you were to commit to this truth, sooner or later you will have to change your path in life, and you will have to start telling people that this is what you really want. So you've been down a journey of like discovering your truth and finding the courage to live in your truth and express it. That's what this energy looks like. With 22 and 23 here, the years 2022 and 2023 could have been like really big years for this revelation. You could have done a lot of soul searching during these years. It could also be like the ages 22 and 23 if you are around that age. But when we have lightning in the energy of the direction you're headed in, and assert, you are definitely headed in the path of revealing your truth. We're moving away from secret and we're moving into assert. So you're not hiding who you are anymore, and you're not hiding what your heart desires anymore. And I feel like this is a really powerful transformation when it comes to your love life. You know, you can't find what you want if you don't express what you want, or if you're not even honest with yourself about what you want. And so I feel like you're moving into an energy where you can really start manifesting what you truly desire and not being ashamed of it. That's really important too. When I look at spirit quartz, this just feels like freedom to be who you truly are and experiencing the joy of manifesting things that are in alignment with your soul. Like you are in alignment with your spirit. And Euclase represents like the honesty and the truthfulness that it took to get you to this place, which maybe was not easy or super comfortable. But because you committed to that and you didn't give up on yourself, now you can be in this spirit quartz energy that is like letting all of your true colors shine through and allowing yourself to express yourself how you want, to identify yourself how you want, to present to the world how you want, and to go out there and get your needs met and embrace your soul family. This is a beautiful transformation. And with lightning here, you know, this does feel like something that is sudden. It does kind of feel like an epiphany. So, and even with this person like falling off the tower, it feels like a bit of a tipping point. You might reach a point in your life where you have gone on for so long living an inauthentic life and it's getting heavier and heavier on you. You might kind of reach this point where you're like, I can't do this anymore. I can't take this anymore. And there may be some falling outs in your life. This kind of feels like the Tower card with this, like the lightning and the person falling out of the tower. There may be some falling outs with like commitments that you had, with things that you were pursuing, even with certain people around you. But what is falling away is anything that was preventing you from living in your truth and unapologetically loving yourself, which I feel like is so important to manifesting the type of relationship that you want in your love life. Some of you guys may be musicians as well. I do want to say that. Like, spirit quartz makes me think of music. There's a deck that I have that relates it to music, and I just always think of that. It also makes me think of Archangel Sandalphon, probably for that very reason, because that angel relates to music as well. That could be an angel who is with you. But yeah, for some of you, like, you might be pursuing a path of music and that's like really scary, but you have to admit to yourself that this is what you really want. Of course, it doesn't have to be that, but that could definitely be a confirmation for some of you. Or if you're manifesting a new person, like they could be a musician, or you could already be in a relationship with a musician, or this person's higher self could speak to you through music. So now we're going to get some personalized messages for you. So I'm going to start with a message for those of you who currently do not have a specific person in mind. So you're not in a relationship, you don't have a person of interest. If you do have a person at the moment, you are welcome to stick around for this message. But if you don't want to, I'm going to put a subtitle here with the timestamp so that you can skip forward to your message. But let's get into it. My group number twos who do not have a specific person right now, what is the message for them? What is the message that is specifically for them? My group number twos who don't have a specific person. Okay, so things have been slow, group number two, or things have felt stagnant because this deck is not given anything. You've been maybe waiting for this person to show up in your life for a long time, or just overall in life, you feel like things are not moving. Okay, yeah, we have the Five of Cups with dwelling and avoidance. This is also a card that can talk about just an unfavorable outcome and like being disappointed at the current situation. It can also talk about focusing on negatives And I don't think that's coming through in a judgmental way. You may actually feel at this time in your life that the negative outweighs the positive, and so it may feel inauthentic to be like, well, at least look at the bright side. Like, at least this one thing in my life is going well. You might just kind of be in an energy where things are not really going well for you, or things are just taking a really long time to manifest for you. And that is leading to feelings of disappointment, rightfully so. The advice that this card seems to be giving is that there may be, before you can move forward, there may be something from your past that needs to be let go, or a change or adjustment that you need to make in your life, but that you might be avoiding. I feel like the key to finally bringing in change, or the key to finally moving forward, is something that is in your hands, which is a very empowering message to get, as opposed to like, you just have to suck it up and wait. I think it is in your hands to bring about this change, but the thing that you need to do, it's like you may not be ready to face it because there's something from the past that you still don't want to let go of yet, or you are avoiding making that change because it's scary, or because it's overwhelming, or because your animal brain that wants to conserve energy thinks that it's too much of a hassle, or it's going to be too complicated, and is really trying to like keep you inert. Yeah, it's kind of a message of like, if you want your life to change, then you need to change. You need to change something. Dwelling feels like dwelling in the past. It feels like staying in a comfort zone. For some of you, and just ignore me if this doesn't resonate for you, but it could kind of be an emotional comfort zone. Like, we could be dwelling in some kind of past trauma, or dwelling in even like a victimhood mentality. And the example that's coming to my mind is like, let's say someone has really bad trust issues because they were betrayed in the past, and they are resisting like taking on that responsibility of, I need to put myself back out there. Like this, yes, other people will help me heal my trust issues by being trustworthy people, but I also need to play the role of trusting people again. Like it has to be a two-way street like that. And in this example, this person might not want to recognize their own role in the healing because they're still upset with the people who betrayed them before. And so they want it to be like, no, it's your fault. And like, you have to make this right, or something like that. Or it could be part of them wants to hold on to the trust issues because they feel like it keeps them safe. If I still have this wound, then I won't trust someone again. And if I don't trust someone again, then I won't get betrayed again. It could be that kind of defensive, like I'm still holding on to this thing, even though it's not actually serving me. Part of me thinks that it's protecting me. So something needs to be let go of, or moved on from, or changed from the past. And it's like you have to accept your role in making that change, rather than it being on the universe, completely on the universe, or completely on someone else. It's like having to meet that energy halfway, if that makes sense. So let's roll a couple of dice. What other messages do you have for my group number 2s who do not have a specific person? We have the number 9, which is the same that group number 1 got. My non-person having group number 1s, they also got a number 9. And we have a number 1. It makes the number 19. I love that. It could also be 91, like maybe someone's born in 1991. And we also have Mars and Scorpio energy here. But the reason I thought 19 was so cute is because It's the number of the sun card. So you may be going through a dark night right now, but the sun will rise for you. There will be brighter days for you. There will be carefree days for you. And I think it's really a confirmation that we have the number 1, because the first house in astrology, that has to do with the self, that has to do with you. So, you know, if there's like a pattern that you feel stuck in, I think this is really about recognizing the role that you play in perpetuating that pattern. That's not to say that it's all on you, obviously, but recognizing your part in it and recognizing the changes that you can make. And yes, if you want to build a positive pattern in a relationship, it is just as much on the other person, but this is about recognizing what you can do. And with the number 9 being related to Sagittarius energy, what this really is making me think of is optimism. In the context of this, is making me think of optimism. And I think there's also a piece of advice or something that you will need to do in order to experience happy and healthy relationships, is to start like, and it really is a practice. And I can say this from experience, because I really had to work on this as well, is getting into the practice of assuming positive intention in people, and going off like in your relationships, going off what you know to be true. I know that this person loves me. I know that this person cares about me. I know that this person wants me to be happy. And so when something happens that maybe like hurts you or triggers you, you don't jump to the conclusion that this person doesn't care about me anymore. This person was like wanted to hurt my feelings, or they just don't care. And I feel like that's also a defensive thing. Assuming the negative intention is a defensive thing, because your brain is like, well, when I inevitably find out that they did have bad intentions, it's like, at least I won't be disillusioned because I already expected that anyway. So I think there's some like defense mechanisms that this group has that are just not helpful. And like they mean well, they think they're protecting you, but they're just really not serving. So like, for example, if you sent your friend a bunch of long texts, or your partner, and they responded really shortly, like if you're in a good place mentally, you can look at that and say, okay, this is my best friend. This is my significant other. I know that they love me. I know that they care about what I have to say. And based on that knowledge, I can assume that this short response just means like they're busy right now, or maybe they don't have a lot of energy right now, and I'm sure they'll be back later in their normal energy, rather than jumping to some horrible conclusion that they stopped caring about you. And that's going to be something that's really important moving forward. So this concludes the message for those of you who don't have a specific person in mind. So for those of you who do have a person of interest, or a partner, we are now going to take a look at your message. My group number 2s who do have a specific person, your message is the world, achievement and fulfillment. So you and your person, first of all, if you are not official with your person, this is a sign that you're about to become official, because the world is like, I want everyone to see. I want everyone to know. I am out on the world stage. I am letting the world know. So you are going to become official with your person if you're not already. And also, even if you are in a relationship and like your person hasn't told people in their life about you for whatever reason, or maybe there's some people in your life that you haven't told yet, it's like you're finally gonna come out and make your relationship known and make it public. So that's one interpretation of this world card. It could also be that, because the world is about like completion, it's the last major arcana in the deck, so it's like coming full circle. You could be reaching a significant milestone with your person, or kind of reaching like the final stage of your relationship, whatever that means, right? For some people that might be marriage, for some people that might be having a family, For some people, that might be retiring. Like whatever you feel like your final form is that you want to get to with your person, you are going to be like going all the way, so to speak, and reaching that level with your person. This also, sometimes the world makes me think of like graduation. So for some of you, you and your person are going through something that's kind of like the end of an era, and it's kind of bittersweet. So like maybe you've been living in the same house together for a long time and you're moving and it's like very emotional. Or maybe you've worked together for a long time and now one of you is moving on to other things. There's a kind of end of an era that you're going through together, which, you know, graduations, like it's sad because you're not gonna see the same people and be in the same place, but at the same time it's exciting because you're like, we're moving on to bigger and better things now. So there could be something like that you're going through with your person. The world can also indicate like you could be traveling with your person. You could be long distance for a little while in the near future. If you have cultural differences with your person or like a language barrier with your person, then that could be really highlighted in this next phase of your life as you move forward. Like for example, if you are getting married to your person, you know, your culture might view marriage in a certain way and your family might expect certain things and want the wedding ceremony to be a certain way, or the events leading up to the marriage to be a certain way, or the expectations of how we show up for each other and take care of each other once you two are married. It could be very different from what their family and their culture thinks. There could be something happening where your cultural differences are really being emphasized and like have to be worked through in the near future. So let's roll a couple of dice. We have Neptune. And we have Saturn. Interesting. These are kind of opposite energies because Saturn is very realistic, very practical. And Neptune is kind of like woo-woo. Neptune is like spacey, up in the clouds, dreamy, idealistic. And Saturn is like very down to earth. So I wonder if in your dynamic, one of you is more like this, sensitive, dreamy, artistic, kind of head in the clouds type. And one of you is the very like grounded, structured, practical type. And those differences may also be highlighted in the near future. Like one of you's more idealistic and romantic and one of you's more like realism, that kind of thing. I feel like that duality is going to be highlighted. And maybe there will be a way for you to find a harmonious balance between these two energies and make them work together, because both of these energies can be strengths and they can be used to create amazing things in the world. So you might find a way to like put these two energies together and do something or make something awesome together. Yeah, like for one of you, and I don't know who's who, right? But one of you could have really brilliant ideas but struggle grounding them into this physical reality. And one of you could be really hardworking and disciplined but lack inspiration. And so when the two of you come together, it's like a dream team. Yeah. Okay, so also I think the world is related to Saturn. So that's kind of interesting. Anyway, let's get into the tarot deck that you guys chose now, the Dive to You Tarot, which I love. And we are going to see what events are unfolding in your love life in chronological order. So the first card we pull is going to represent like now or the nearest future, and then we're just going to move into the future. Group number 2s. What events are unfolding next in their love life? Starting with the nearest future. We have the King of Swords. We have the Knight of Wands. Okay. We have the Six of Swords. And we have the Four of Cups. Okay. So it's funny because when the King of Swords came out, I was just thinking about how like serious he looks, you know, like so studious, so hardworking, so serious. Like that's the vibe that this King of Swords gave me. And then right after that, the Knight of Wands came out, who by contrast is like playful, adventurous, very unserious, very uninhibited. So for those of you who have a specific person in mind, things are gonna become a lot less stiff, I guess. Things are gonna become a lot less stiff between you and a lot more loosey-goosey and a lot more fun. So, and I think that honestly, for those of you who do have a person, it's because you're getting taken out of your everyday responsibilities. This kind of feels like going on a vacation, you know? This feels like very serious. I'm studying for finals and the stakes are very high. And then this feels like finals are over. Now we can have fun. So it seems like a period of your life where that was like high stakes and you had to really buckle down and get shit done and be serious. That phase of your life is coming to an end for both of you, or for you and your person. And now you can move into, you can relax, you can have a more playful energy. You could be like I said, going on a vacation with this person, going to a party with this person, or in general, you're just seeing a side to them that is more like playful and like goofy and fun loving that you maybe didn't really get to see before. And then for those of you who don't have a person in your life yet, I feel like that's what this person is coming into your life to do. This person is coming into your life to remind you that life doesn't have to be so serious and boring and monotonous. I feel like regardless of your relationship status, you guys who chose this group, you might kind of be stuck in the, is the word humdrum? I don't know. Like just stuck in the monotony of everyday life and always focused on like this responsibility and this chore that I have to do and this task and, you know, being in meetings. And this is just being like a boring adult. I'm not saying you're a boring adult, but I feel like there's a lot of boring adult responsibilities that you've had to be focused on. And this is you like breaking free from them. So you and your person are getting to be in this childlike, playful energy. The universe is bringing you an opportunity to do this. And for those of you who are bringing in a new person, they're going to help you. Like you could be manifesting a person who is very adventurous and fun-loving and playful. And they remind you that life is not all about this. It's not all about your books and your glasses and your library and your work. And they're helping you to live a little. Like they're helping you to have fun again and helping you to be spontaneous. That is the vibe. With the Six of Swords, when I first saw this, it did make me think of a honeymoon. Like they're in like a gondola and it looks romantic. It looks like they're sightseeing, you know, like pointing at stuff for each other to look at. So I do feel like a lot of you could be like going on a vacation with your person or meeting your person on vacation. Somewhere where you are doing a lot of sightseeing and going on a lot of adventures and doing a lot of things for the fun of it. For those of you who resonated with that message of reaching an important milestone with your person, you could be going on a trip to celebrate that, you know, like celebrating the milestone of getting married by going on a honeymoon, or like celebrating one of you getting a promotion, or one of you graduating by going on this little trip. There's a vacation in the cards. Like this boat, this diving in the water with a swimsuit on, there's a vacation. And you could be going somewhere with water as well. And actually, even just going back to the start of the reading, it could be this more, let loose, have fun, open up type of environment that finally gives you the courage to tell this person your secret, to tell them what you're really passionate about, to open up to them. And this person supporting you when you reveal your deepest longings, or when you reveal who you truly are, this is going to be like a very pivotal moment in your life. Yeah, it's like you maybe expected them to judge you or to react in a certain way, but it's almost like they don't care. It's like you are revealing something that you think is going to be shocking to them, and they're like, oh, I shouldn't say that they don't care, but it's that they don't really have an emotional reaction, or they're not really shocked. But for you, you had built this up as like this secret that you're about to come out with, about like, this is what I really want to do with my life, or this is who I really am. And they're like, oh, okay, that you should do it. And you're like, wait, that's it? Like, it's that simple? Yes, it is that simple. Your person is helping you to grab the life that you want, to seize the life that you want. And I feel like they are just the most non-judgmental person. And they're intelligent, and they're very good critical thinkers. And so they are less prone to like falling into biases or falling into prejudices. And so they're just not very quick to judge people, or maybe just don't judge people at all. And I think that you'll feel really at ease with this person, and divulging deeper parts of yourself, parts that maybe you haven't told other people. So then we have the Four of Cups. Now, this can indicate something that you haven't been seeing, or something that you've been ignoring. And so for some of you, this could be referring back to like the secret that you've kept, or the thing that you have been suppressing, like a part of you that you haven't been, like there's a part of you that you've been neglecting. And maybe it is this part of you. You've assumed, I feel like you guys, like you've assumed the role of this like, you've assumed the role of this like busy, responsible person. And there's a part of you that you've been neglecting, and that is like, that's the dreamer, that's the creator, even like your inner child. Oh my gosh, like I feel like this is the part of you that you'd been, oh my gosh, why do I feel so emotional right now? This person represents the part of you that you had neglected, or that you were hiding away. And so like they're hiding behind the tree and turning away from the world. And this is your person who goes looking for them, who goes searching for them. Like, it's like they didn't expect anyone to actually come find them. Whatever you've been suppressing, whatever part of you you've been neglecting, whatever truth you haven't been expressing, your person is bringing it out of you, because they refuse to ignore that part of you. They refuse to neglect that part of you. They refuse to turn a blind eye to your light. And no matter how much you try to hide it, they're going to see it. And no matter if you go hide behind this tree, they're going to come find you. I'm noticing too, I don't know if this is just something in the deck. Yeah, there's a lot of people wearing like white button-up shirts, but that could be something that this person wears. They could also wear stripes because both of these people have stripes. Yeah. So the last thing that we're going to do is get some messages from your spirit guides, from your angels. So I'm going to use a couple of oracle decks for this part. Group number two's spirit guides, what messages would you like to leave them as we close out this reading? I just hit the die and it switched to number 4. So if you see repeating 4s in your day-to-day life, that will be a message from your spirit guides, from your guardian angels. We have Archangel Raziel coming through. I am bringing you esoteric information and symbols and helping you understand spiritual truths. I feel like seeing repeating 4s could also be confirmation that you are aligning more and more with your inner truth. And I feel like part of you living your truth and part of you living your purpose does involve spirituality and does involve recognizing or using your psychic abilities. And I also think that your spirituality and your psychic abilities is something that you can be open with your person about and something that you can share with them. Even if they don't have or use the same abilities, I think it's something that they will be open to. What else does group number 2 need to know? Group number 2's guardian angels. A message for you. Okay, this is probably from your person. I'm thinking of you this very moment. Your love fills me with light. I love you. Oh. What other love messages does group number 2 need? We have this message. Deep in your heart, you already know the answer. Do what feels right. Oh, that is a message from Miss Euclays for sure. I'm going to put them together. I do not know anything about like how available this stone is or how expensive it is. For some reason, I feel like it's expensive, but blue stones could be helpful to you. Any type of blue stone. Let's get one more for my group number 2s. Amazonite could be a good crystal to have. Amazonite, lapis lazuli, chrysocolla, sodalite. Okay, and then your last message, okay, twin flames, your passion ignites. So confirmation for those of you who are on a twin flame journey or who have felt like you have met your twin flame or are calling them in, this will be confirmation for you. Okay, so my group number 2s, these are all the messages we have. So we're going to take it over to the extended reading now, where we are going to get messages from your person's 3D self as well as their higher self. We're going to see your person's current feelings for you. Or if they don't know you yet, then we'll see how they are currently experiencing this connection, how they're currently experiencing this journey, how they perceive the connection with you. And then we are going to get a timing prediction for an event of your choice, whether that is something we spoke about in this reading or something different. It will be up to you. And we're also going to see what could influence that timing. So if that sounds good to you and you would like to join me in the extended, I'm going to have that linked down below in the description as well as in the pinned comment. of this video. However, if you're gonna leave the reading here, I wanna say thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you like to find me elsewhere, I'm gonna have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where you can watch tons of timeless, exclusive pick a card readings just like this one, and you can also decide on topics for future readings. I will link my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video that is an original song. I'll also have my latest release link down below, and finally my vlog channel and my merch, which features the floating temple that was at the start of this video. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really, really appreciate having you here. And I'm sending so much love to you, to your person, to anyone else who appeared in this reading directly or indirectly. I'm sending love to your higher selves, your spirit guides, your angels, your spiritual teams, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi, number threes. So if you guys chose our beautiful mystery boy, please do feel free to comment if you know what he is. And the DreamyMoons Tarot. This is going to be your reading all about what is next in love for you. This is the full breakdown of the reading that we're going to be doing today. So we have the reading here on YouTube as well as an extended. Here on YouTube, we are going to start by looking at your overall energy. So we're going to look at where you are coming from and the direction that you're headed in with regards to love. And this part of the reading can be an energy check for you, especially this where you're coming from part. If this sounds like what you have been through or what you are currently going through, then that will be your sign that this is your group. Then we're going to get some personalized messages for you. So there will be a message for those of you who do currently have a specific person, like a partner or a person of interest, as well as a message for those of you who don't have a specific person. I'm going to put a timestamp in this video if you want to skip forward to the message that applies to you, although you are very welcome to listen to both messages. And then we are going to see a timeline of events that are coming up next in your love life in chronological order. And then we're going to finish off the reading with messages and advice from your spirit guides. Then in the extended reading, we're going to get messages from your person. So this would be your partner, your person of interest, or the new person who we see coming in for you, for those of you who don't have a specific person yet. And we are going to get messages from their 3D self, so their human self, as well as their higher self. And then we're going to see your person's current feelings for you, if they do know you, and also how they are currently experiencing and perceiving the connection with you. And we're going to look at that in the 3D and in the 5D. And then finally, we're going to get a timing prediction for any event of your choice. It could be something that we talked about in the YouTube reading. It could be something completely different. Whatever event you'd like to know about, we're going to see when it's likely to happen. And we'll also see what could influence the timing, what could make it happen faster or slower. So that is the reading today. Without further ado, let's get into it. The first thing that we want to see is how your overall energy is shifting with regards to your love life. So this pile of oracle cards is going to represent the energy that you are coming from. We have work, forgive, to neutralize guilt, to make peace, to practice compassion, to let go, to set yourself free. And this is an expansion card. And we have Jade. Then for the energy of where you are headed, we have beginning, family, parenting, children, and blue lace agate. Okay. Group number 3s. I feel like the energy of this group is quite specific. Like it should be pretty obvious if this is your group or not. And there is one interpretation of this spread that is coming through the most strongly. I recognize that this may not resonate with everyone, but I want to just mention this one first because I do feel like it is the strongest one that is coming through. If this is your group, then in terms of where you're coming from, I feel like your focus has largely been on your job, on your current job, or on your career path at large. And I feel like love for you has maybe not been a main focus in your life. It may actually even be a rare occurrence that you are watching a love reading today. If you, and I just saw 444, if you are someone who frequently watches tarot readings or does your own tarot readings, it's likely that you more so frequently ask about your career goals or like personal goals and things of that nature, and you may not focus so much on the relationship side of things. And I think that a lot of you guys, if this is your group, you have felt a sort of pressure when it comes to achieving certain goals in your career that either you have imposed on yourself, or that maybe you feel pressure from society, or you feel pressure when you look around and compare yourself to your peers. But this journey does kind of seem like a stressful or strained one, where the goal that you want to get to just always seems to be out of reach. Or you might be in this energy where you do reach your goal that you originally set out to reach, but then it's not enough, and the goalpost becomes farther and farther and farther. It feels like you guys have been kind of chasing abundance, or a lot of what you would like to manifest is related to abundance, money, recognition, success, your job, and things like that. At least this is the energy that you are coming from. This may be in the process of changing, but I feel like this has been your main focus up until now, or up until recently. Very important things to focus on, very important things to care about. But I do feel like it's shifting a little bit, like the scales are tipping a bit. In your new energy, I feel like the focus is going away from work, away from your job, and into this. Family, parenting, children. So for those of you who already do have a family or already do have children, this could look like some of you considering to leave a job or spend less time at a job so that you can prioritize your family, or realizing that you want to start a family. And I'm also feeling that some of you might be in resistance to this message and being like, no, I don't want a family, I don't want children. So feel free to just ignore this message if it doesn't fit for you. But I feel like even some of you who had previously decided that this was not an important focus for you, that could be shifting, and you could be realizing that after all, like, you do want a family, or you do want children, or you do want a life partner, and it feels like your values are more going into this direction. And with this forgive card, what is coming through is that for those of you, it seems like many of you are healing from your childhood, or you are coming to a place where you can forgive your parents or forgive adults in your life. That may even be like teachers or other kids or whatever it might be. Those people who made childhood tough, basically. I feel like you are coming to a place where you can forgive them. And so this is a very specific message. Please take it if it resonates. But I feel like there's a shift happening for some of you where you were like, you felt like you didn't want to have a family, or like you didn't want to have children. And as you heal from your own childhood, that might be changing. And maybe one of the reasons you felt that you didn't want that was because you it's almost like you had negative memories or negative associations with childhood, and you didn't want to bring more of that into the world. Or you didn't want to have the type of relationship with your child that you had with your parents. And so that unconscious fear was maybe manifesting as like, I don't want a family at all, and I'm just gonna like focus on my personal goals. Nothing wrong with that, by the way. I just think that for some of you, take it if it resonates, those values might be shifting. And it doesn't have to necessarily be about you having children. It could just be wanting to focus more on your family. I've even noticed this myself. Like when I was younger, I didn't really care about being close to my family. I was like, I just want to go to Japan and go on a bunch of adventures, and I don't mind being on this faraway island by myself. And as I get older, I miss my family more and more, and I want to be closer to my family more and more. So I can relate to this energy in that sense, where my values have shifted, and I've come to really appreciate like the family bonds and want to appreciate and cherish and build those connections. So yeah, I mean, this, of course, this can manifest in so many different ways, but it's like a shifting of values. And I think that like coming to peace with your childhood, or like forgiving your parents, or forgiving people from your past, could sort of like melt the ice around this. That's kind of how that feels. And I also think something else that could be shifting for you guys is how you define success and abundance. The type of success and abundance that you had been chasing until now, you may be starting to realize that it's not very fulfilling, or that it's fleeting, you know? Like if someone, like let's say someone defined success as like having a certain number of followers. Well, when they reach that number, then they're going to want more, or there's always going to be that other person who has more, or whose audience is more engaged, or whose work performs better. Or if they think that success means being famous, well, it's only a matter of time until people lose interest and they move on to the next big thing, and then you have to chase something else. It's like you can never feel, if you chase that kind of surface level success or abundance, it's never, you're never going to feel settled, or it's never going to be enough. And that's not to say material success and abundance isn't important and can't be fulfilling, but you may be not wanting to chase that anymore, or like rethinking what abundance means to you, or what being successful means to you. And with Blue Lace Agate, I think you're incorporating more matters of the heart into that definition, and prioritizing peace rather than the hustle. Prioritizing like moments of comfort and joy and relaxation rather than the constant struggle of like hitting the next goal. And for some of you, there could even be this realization of like, I don't want to prove myself to strangers, or like people who don't care about me on a personal level. I want my family, or my chosen family. Like I just want to be happy with my circle who love me no matter what. So I feel like this is a new beginning that you guys are going through. Like I said, this energy is very specific, so you will know like if this is you or not. But let's get into your personalized messages now. So I'm going to start with a message for those of you who currently don't have a specific person in mind. If you do have a specific person, you are more than welcome to stick around and listen to this message. There might be something here for you. But if you don't feel like doing that, I'm going to put a subtitle right here with the timestamp for you to skip forward to your message. So with that being said, let's get a personalized message for my, that's too many cards, but I'm gonna take a mental note that a bunch of cards just fell out. My group number 3s who do not have a specific person in mind, I wonder if that's a sign that like multiple people are interested in you, or you're getting offers from multiple people. My group number threes who don't have a specific person. Again, a bunch of cards fell out. It's too much for me to take all at once, but yeah, group number three, either there's several people who are currently interested in you, or there's one person who's really, really, really interested in you, or both. There could be one person who's like quite obsessed with you, and then multiple people who are interested a normal amount. But you definitely have options. We have temperance, moderation, and equilibrium. Okay, for those of you who don't have a specific person, your message is temperance. This is all about, okay, this is very, very specific. I think it might just be for a few of you. But for those of you who are dating and meeting new people, there may be a piece of advice to go on dates that don't involve drinking, or to go on dates like during the day, because it might just feel like less pressure, you know, like going for coffee or like going for a walk, doing something like that during the day, rather than having to like get all dressed up and spend a bunch of money on drinks. You know, there may be a more, I don't know, lighthearted or low pressure way of dating that is better suited to you. Again, I feel like that's just for a few of you. But yeah, I see you guys focused on bettering yourself. Like, this is about finding balance in your life, coming to a healthy place, feeling like put together in your life, having good discipline, having good self-control. This group, if there's one thing I can say about everyone who chose this group, is that you have made tremendous efforts towards self-improvement and becoming the version of yourself that you want to be. And I think that you will manifest someone into your life who is conducive to this. So you may be looking for traits of like someone who is responsible, hardworking, like who has a good head on their shoulders, someone who has an even temper, someone who has discipline. I also feel like you could be attracting someone who has the same goals as you, like very similar goals to you. You may even have like take inspiration from the same people, or maybe you have read the same books, or you've like listened to the same lectures, and you kind of have similar philosophies about life and similar goals. I also feel like when you have met the person who is right for you, it's not going to feel like a whirlwind. It's going to feel, and this just came up in a reading I did recently, where temperance felt like a simmer, like a slow burn, rather than like being lit on fire, you know? So I would stay away from people who are coming on really strong, or who are like going all out and spoiling you right from the get-go, because it's likely that they're just trying to make a good first impression on you, and then they're just going to get comfortable, and that sort of energy is going to die out. And when you meet the right person, it's gonna build slowly, you know? Like, I just feel like this person is quite level-headed, even-tempered. They're emotional, but they don't get carried away in it. They're not gonna like flood you with love and affection right from the start. They're gonna be like, let's get to know each other. And it just feels very no stress. I feel like another sign that you found the right person is that you won't be nervous, or you won't be as nervous. And there is a feeling of doing the traditional dating thing, you know, like meeting for a first date, getting to know each other, and then it slowly builds from there. And you'll find that you have kind of the same philosophies on life, and you have the same values, and it feels very wholesome, you know? It's not intense, it's just wholesome and comfortable. This is Sagittarius energy, by the way, so a Sagittarius person could be significant. Now I'm just taking 2 dice from my bowl. What other messages do we have for my non-person having group number 3s? We have the number 5, which is like a lighthearted and fun energy. You will also, this is another thing you could do for dates, because I feel like your person is going to have the same hobbies as you. So you could like make a date surrounding that activity that you both like. Like if you both, maybe you both have dogs and you both, yeah, because wait, is it the 5th house that is pets, or is that the 6th house? Whatever, it doesn't matter. Maybe you both have dogs, and so you could have a date where you like walk your dogs together and your dogs have a play date. Or maybe you both like classical music, and so you go to see a performance together. Or you both like rock climbing and you go on a rock climbing date. There is some like hobby or activity you both enjoy. You will have that in common, and that you can do together. And then we also have 6. That's so funny, because I just couldn't remember like 5 or 6. One of them has to do with pets. I think it could be both, honestly, because the 5th house is children, and pets can definitely be like your children. And 6th house has to do with small animals, I'm pretty sure. So could definitely be both. And maybe the fact that that message is coming out twice, pets, companion animals, or a love for animals could actually be a big theme of your relationship with this person. That might be more significant than I thought. But again, like the 6th house, it has that feeling of having your routine, having your stuff together. This kind of reminds me, like when I first met my partner, my routine and lifestyle was kind of a mess. And he's very regular because he has like a I don't even know, I don't want to say normal people job, but like he wakes up at the same time and goes to work every day, like works at a company. And so when I started to spend more time with him, my sleeping schedule also regulated. And even now to this day, I'm like sleeping and waking up at the same time, and actually like waking up in the morning, and it's awesome. So being with this person could like regulate you somehow. Like it could regulate your sleeping habits, your eating habits, your nervous system, your emotions. You feel regulated and secure, and like it's predictable, and you're safe, and you have it together. Like that's how this person makes you feel. And that's not to say that there's no excitement, because number 5, like the 5th house, that's passion. That's passion. That's fun. It's fun, but it's safe. And that's very sweet. Okay, so now let's get a message for my group number 3s who do have specific people. This will be a message for those of you who have a partner or a person of interest. My group number 3s who have a specific person. What is the message for them? We have the Dawn of Rings, reflection and diligence. I don't even remember which one this is. It's a court card. It's a court card of pentacles. And you know what? I feel like that's all we have to know. Let's go ahead and roll some dice just to get some context. I feel like it might be the Queen, because it is like a feminine. Yeah, the Dawn of Swords is also a feminine being. The Dawn of Cups, also a feminine being. Okay, yeah. So this is the Queen of Pentacles. And we have the keywords reflection and diligence. So for those of you who do have a specific person, we're looking into the future, and it looks like you are still going strong, because the Suit of Pentacles, it feels stable, it feels secure, it feels like something that is growing slowly but surely. And kind of a similar message to what we got over here. Like things are just growing slowly and steadily, and it feels wholesome. For those of you who have a person of interest, but you're not together with them yet, I do feel that your spiritual team is confirming to you that this this is genuine. This connection is genuine, that this person is like long-term partner material or even life partner material, which maybe you already know that. Maybe that's the reason that you like them in the first place, because you can tell that they're a real gem, and your spiritual team is just confirming this to you. And I'm also noticing that in the sky, there's a new moon that is just ever so slightly waxing. Maybe actually this is an eclipse, but it looks like the moon is just starting to grow. So you are slowly but surely growing with this person, and at the same time, you still have a lot of growth to do. And that's something that's very exciting, because I feel like a lot of you already are in a good place with this person, and on top of that, you're going to continue growing and growing and growing together. Very exciting. There could be a new level of commitment that you are reaching with this person. It looks like this person is offering a ring. So you could be reaching the next level of commitment with this person. The future, we definitely see you feeling very sure about where you stand with this person. So you know exactly what you mean to them, and you can trust that that's going to stay the same, and you feel very secure in this relationship. You could be also, like for those of you who are more serious with this person already, you could be thinking about your future in terms of your finances. You could be making some money moves together, like a joint venture, a joint investment, or you could be thinking about your living situation in the future. For example, going from renting a place to being homeowners. It's like you're looking to make changes that are more long-term and permanent. And I feel like there's something else I wanted to say, but I don't remember anymore. But whatever. If it's meant to be, it will come back. Let's roll some dice. Oh, I think it was maybe that you could be thinking of starting a family, or if you already have a family, thinking more about the long-term future of your family. Okay, so we have the South Node. Aw, we have the South Node and we have Venus. So yeah, the South Node, I'm taking this as like talking about your past. And I feel like now that Venus has come out, this feels like nostalgia. It feels like reminiscing on your past to see how far you've come. So you and your person might have an opportunity to do that soon. You might be thinking about like, oh my gosh, has it already been this many years since we met? You might be thinking back to your first date, or thinking back to the first time you met, or earlier stages of your relationship, and looking back with compassion for those past versions of you, and also being proud of yourselves and proud of each other for how far you've come, and just happy for how you've evolved in your relationship. Like, it's a very sweet energy. So now we are going to get into the tarot deck that you guys chose. And we are going to see, I moved these down too much. We are going to see the timeline of events that is coming up in your love life. And this is going to be in chronological order. So we're going to start, like this card here is going to represent now or your nearest future. And then we're just going to keep moving into the future. Okay, that was a clumsy shuffle, but we're just, okay, let's do one more. Okay, good enough. Group number 3's. The timeline of events in group number 3's love life. What is next for them? Starting with their nearest future. Oh, we have the Sun. There could be quite a few of you who chose this group who are welcoming a little one into your home. Whether that be, well, there is a human child on this card, and there's also an animal. So, and we had like children here. We had 2 messages of companion animals here. So And the sun, like, that's childlike energy. I feel like the next step for you guys is having a little one in your home, human or animal, or maybe both. And it's gonna bring joy to your life, and honestly, it's gonna purify your soul and remind you of what really matters. Some of you guys have maybe seen pictures of Yumi, if you follow me on Instagram, the little black pug. And I mean, my cats were like this too. And if you have an animal or have spent time with animals, you know this. But just being with them and snuggling with them and playing with them, it just takes all your worries away. And I think part of that is that the animal doesn't care about your worries and probably doesn't even know what your worries are. You'll be like, I'm so stressed at my job. And your animal's like, what's a job? Play with me. And it takes your mind away from it. And it's very beautiful. So that seems to be the next step for you guys. We have the Four of Wands, which this is a literal wedding that we see here. Okay, for those of you who haven't met your person yet, you could actually meet them at a wedding. Because this feels like this is celebratory energy, this is celebratory energy. So you could meet your person at a wedding, or if you do have your person in your life already, you could be in the near future like getting engaged or making plans to start your life together. You could even be renewing your vows if you're already married. Or, like we mentioned here, if you're already married, you could be like reminiscing on your wedding and bringing that spark back and bringing that joy back. We have the Two of Pentacles. And we're going to get one more. Okay, our last card is the King of Cups. Aww. I feel like this forgive energy and this blue lace agate energy, they match with the King of Cups so well. Like he is healed. He is compassion. He is forgiveness. He is emotionally fulfilled. Like this is the future that you are moving towards. And this can also be parent energy. There's very strong parent and child energy in this reading. And that's why I think for a lot of you, it is about like you having children or you having a family, or like forgiving your parents or getting close to your parents or just having more family values. If you really don't resonate with those messages, it could also be that you are finding and creating your chosen family, because this can also be like your community who loves you and supports you for who you are and who feels like home, like where the place where you really feel like home and the place where you really feel like you belong. And I feel like that's the most important thing for this group, is that you're finding the people who make you feel at home and who love you for you and accept you for you. And I just feel like whatever you were pursuing before, it's like you realize that whatever you were cultivating there, that was not love, or people didn't love you for who you are. It's like the energy of someone who's working really hard to like impress their boss, and they're like, my boss doesn't really care about me, like what am I doing? Or like a content creator who's trying to get more subscribers, and they're like, these are like strangers commenting on my stuff, like they don't know me or care about me like my family will, or you know what I mean? There's there just seems to be this shift in like whose opinions you think are important, or like who you're trying to prove something to, who you're letting occupy your mental space, and more the desire to have this close-knit family, whether that's a blood-related family or a soul family or your chosen family, that is growing stronger and stronger. And I do think for a lot of you, there is like an addition to your family that's coming, because with the Two of Pentacles, this is having to juggle things, having to multitask, having to find a balance. So imagine like if you're working really hard at your job and now you have children, or you like moved into a new house with your partner and there's a lot of things to, there's a lot of work to do. Or you have like a puppy in your home now and it's like eating the furniture and it can't be left alone for too long. There's this feeling where like professional ambitions and matters of the heart, we're like trying to find a balance. And it's not to say that we can't do both, but there is a feeling that you do have to prioritize one. We see it in a lot of decks, and we see it in this deck too, that one of the pentacles is higher than the other. Like that's often how it shows up. And so something has to be prioritized, and you can see where this person is looking to. They're looking to the sun, what brings them joy, the Four of Wands, their home, their family, their community. And so I think that this is going to start to be more of a priority. And even with the King of Cups being here, that's also matters of the heart. That's also your emotions. So again, please only take this if it resonates, but some of you might be like dropping certain professional goals that you once had, or just putting less importance on them because your motivations have changed. It's not that you're like giving up or quitting. It's just that your drive has changed. Your why has changed. This feels like an emotional awakening, or like an awakening to the beauty of connection, and realizing that success and joy, the greatest successes and joys can be in the simple things, in the moments that you share with loved ones. Yeah. And there's big messages of commitment too. Like, I don't know if you listen to one or both of these, but both of these had that vibe. Like I said, this is a literal wedding. This is like having a harmonious domestic life. Like, if you haven't met your person yet, the next person you're meeting, like, is this person. It is the person that you will do life with, that you will have your home with, that you will have little ones with. Like, that is very clear. I mentioned that Sagittarius energy is here. Leo energy is here as well. This is Venus in Aries. This person could be like a Pisces with Venus in Aries, or a Taurus with Venus in Aries. This is a bit more specific, but it's Jupiter in Capricorn. Which, if you are born in 1996, you could have Jupiter in Capricorn. Yeah. Anyway, so to close off this reading, we're going to take some cards from these oracle decks for some messages and advice from your spirit guides. Group number 3's spirit guides. What messages would you like to leave for group number 3 as we finish off this reading? I did want to mention, it didn't fall out, but a card that said clairvoyance like flipped over, so I just saw it briefly. So you could be increasing your clairvoyant abilities. We have passion. Archangel Haniel, trust and follow your renewed passion. That's so funny. In your love life and career. Like this is, the whole reading has been about balancing these things. Also 3838 as I'm showing this card. So yeah, this is not about like leaving behind one for the other. I think it's just about fine-tuning the balance and like redefining your priorities. So maybe before you were like 80% career, 20% relationships, and now it's more like 50-50, or it's more like 60 relationships, 40 career. And it might change too, but I do feel like I even said at the start of the reading, the scales are kind of tipping more towards like relationships, love, matters of the heart. And even, you know, this Temperance card is very much about fine-tuning and finding that perfect balance. And so, you know, this is definitely not about giving up on your goals or giving up on your passion. You just might be approaching it in a different way. There might be certain things you were chasing that you realize are not important anymore, and like you're gonna go about pursuing your passion in a different way. And that clairvoyance card that flipped over, some of you guys might be passionate about like visual arts or something that has to do with aesthetics or design. You might have a very good taste when it comes to what looks good, whether that's like fashion, interior design, graphic design. Like when it comes to visuals, I feel like you have a really good taste in that. Okay, and then let's get some love messages for you. What love messages does group number 3 need right now? Okay, so we have 2 coming out for you. Oh my gosh, secret admirer. Someone has deeper feelings for you than they are letting on. See, that is exactly what we were picking up on. Well, we picked up on it here. I don't know if you watched this part, but there was a message that many people are attracted to you right now, and there could be one person who is very, very attracted to you. And this says someone has deeper feelings for you than they are letting on. However, I feel like intuitively what I'm feeling for most of you is that this person who is like crazy about you, you don't feel the same way. So it's not your person. It's like someone else who is watching you from afar and who has like really strong feelings for you. Imagine all unwanted thoughts dissolving into light, creating room for new opportunities and possibilities for your life. Imagine all unwanted thoughts dissolving into light. I like that. Let's get one more for my group number 3s. Your final love message is freedom. There is nothing stopping you. The path is clear if you want it to be. And so to pair that with this previous message, any thoughts you're having where you feel trapped, where you feel stuck, where you feel like you can't do something, a practice that your angels might want to help you with is almost as if you're like leaving those worries to them or handing it over to them. Imagine allowing your angels to just transmute those worries into light and clearing the space for you to plant whatever new seeds you want there for new opportunities and possibilities for your life. Beautiful. So these are all the messages that I have for my group number 3. So we're going to take it to the extended reading now, where we are going to get messages from your person, both their 3D self and their higher self. We're also going to see your person's current feelings for you, or how they are currently experiencing this connection and perceiving this connection with you. We're going to look at that in the 3D as well as the 5D. And then we are going to get a timing prediction for an event of your choice. That could be something we talked about in this reading. It could be something else. It is up to you. We'll get a timing prediction for that event, and we'll also see what could influence the timing. So if that sounds good to you and you would like to join me over in the extended, I'm going to have that linked down below in the description as well as in the pinned comment of this video. However, if you're going to leave the reading here, I want to say thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have a link down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where you can watch tons of timeless, exclusive pick a card readings, just like this one. And you can also decide on topics for future videos. I will link my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video. That is an original song. I'll also have my latest release link down below. And finally, my vlog channel and my merch, which features the floating temple that was at the start of this video. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and literally anything I do. I really, really appreciate having you here, and I am sending so much love to you, to your person, to anyone else who appeared in this reading, either directly or indirectly. And I'm sending love to both of your higher selves, both of your spiritual teams, and your spirit guides, and all of your loved ones. I just saw 4444, by the way. And didn't I see 444 earlier in this reading? I'm pretty sure I did. And then I just saw 4444. Yes, so I'm sending love to you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi, number fours. So if you guys chose the Selenite and the Moonchild Tarot, this is going to be a reading all about what is next in your love life. Here is the full breakdown of today's reading. We have the reading here on YouTube as well as an extended today. On YouTube, we are going to start by taking a look at your overall energy. We're going to see where you are coming from and where you're headed when it comes to your love life. And this part of the reading can be like an energy check for you, especially this where you're coming from part. If this sounds like what you have been through or what you're currently going through, that can be a sign that this is your group. Then we're going to get some personalized messages depending on your relationship status. We will be getting a message for those of you who do currently have a specific person in mind, like you're in a relationship or you have a person of interest, as well as a message for those of you who do not currently have a specific person. And I'm going to put timestamps in the video in case you want to like skip forward to the message that applies to your situation, although you are very welcome to listen to both of them. Then once we do that, we're going to get into the upcoming events in your love life, and we're going to look at what's next and what's unfolding in chronological order. And then we're going to finish off the reading with messages and advice from your spirit guides. Then in the extended reading, we're going to get messages from your person. So this would be like your partner or your person of interest, or if you don't currently have one, we will get messages from the new person who is entering your life. And we're going to get messages from both their 3D self, so their human self, as well as their higher self. We're also going to see your person's current feelings towards you and how they are experiencing this connection or how they're perceiving this connection. And we're going to look at that in the 3D and in the 5D. And then we are going to get a timing prediction for an event of your choice. So it could be something that comes up in this reading. It could be a different event, anything that you want to know about. We're going to see when it's likely to happen. And we're also going to see what could influence the timing. So that is the reading that we have today. Without further ado, let's get into it. So this pile of oracle cards here, this is going to represent the energy that you are coming from. So we're starting off with loneliness, seeker. Use this card to represent you, who you are, what you may be thinking and feeling, and how you are positioned in a situation or relationship right now. And we have Bix Bite. Next, these are going to represent the energy of where you're headed. We have change, surrender, to allow, to soften, to give permission, to trust, to open yourself up. And then we have Dalmatian stone. All right. So let's talk about this loneliness card first. As you can maybe tell, there are two languages on these cards. So there's the French word and the English word. But solitude is also an English word, which has a little bit of a different connotation than loneliness. I feel like loneliness feels like a negative thing. It feels like something we don't want to be experiencing. Whereas to me, I feel like solitude is something that is more desirable. It's like getting to be in your own company, getting to enjoy alone time. I feel like it has a bit more of a positive spin to it. So for those of you who chose this group, in terms of the energy that you are coming from, and this could also be your current energy, I feel like you are spending a lot of time alone or sort of pondering your aloneness. And for some of you, you could be very well feeling lonely and craving connection. For others of you, you could be enjoying this alone time. And because humans are complex, you could be feeling both of those emotions at different times. I think it's interesting that we have the number 9 here because in tarot, this number is associated with the Hermit card. And I feel like that very much matches the energy of this loneliness card. If you think of someone who's a hermit, they're closed off, they're alone, they're doing their own thing. And now that I think about it, this Seeker card feels very hermity as well, because the Hermit is all about the inner work, the inner journey, the soul searching. Something that you may be going through. You may have had an experience where even though there were people around you, you still felt lonely. And what may be happening right now is a sort of inner journey or soul searching where you're trying to figure out why that is. Because Hermit energy loves to go within and find the root of the problem. So I see someone who's experiencing and even this 21, that's the world. So it's like, I'm out in the world, I'm surrounded by people, I'm interacting with people, and yet I still feel lonely. So what I think I need to do is go within and figure out why that is, figure out the root of the problem. Because clearly my loneliness is not coming from a lack of people in my life or a lack of interaction. It's coming from something deeper. Perhaps a lack of truly feeling seen, a lack of intimacy, or a lack of closeness or depth in my interactions. And you may be in this reflective process of, what do I need in order to feel connected to others? What do I really need in order to cure this loneliness? Because it's not just about going out more. It's not just about talking to someone. It's about the quality of those interactions. It's about the type of connection that I'm looking for. So you may be on this inner journey of figuring out how to address or how to solve this feeling of loneliness. Because, there might be moments where you feel more lonely when you're with people than even when you're with yourself. Because even your own company is better. It's you're trying to figure out what type of company you need or how to solve this issue. Because that hermity Virgo energy, it likes to problem solve. It's analytical. I feel like for those of you, if this group is for you, where you're coming from, you've definitely been in a period of reflection. Then we get into the energy of where you're headed, and we have change, we have surrender, we have Dalmatian stone, which has the number of the sun on it. So it's a new dawn, a new day. I feel like where you're headed is I feel like you might not exactly know where you're headed, but you trust the universe. You are definitely stepping out of this hermit mode and stepping back out into the world. And I'm also noticing how this heart has walls around it. There's 4 walls to protect it, to keep something out or to keep something from getting out. And I feel like what you're about to do is step back out into the world, but with these walls down. So you're about to go back out there with more vulnerability and seeking the type of connection that you want. And maybe you don't necessarily know what that's going to look like. You don't know what the universe has in store for you in this next chapter. You don't know how true love or true connection is going to find you, or when it's going to come, but you trust the universe. You trust the universe enough to say, I'm going to put these walls down, even though I don't know how or when or if real love and connection is coming. I'm going to put these walls down to show the universe that I'm ready and I'm open and I'm allowing this change. And I feel like with this Dalmatian stone, this is a stone that helps us connect to our inner child. You can see there's a little baby's face in the stone. And inner child messages have been coming out quite a bit, not just in this reading today, but I feel like in readings that I've been filming recently. Inner child messages have been coming up pretty frequently. So maybe the collective, or at least the community who watches these videos, thank you for being here, by the way, maybe collectively we're doing some work to heal our inner children. I also want to say I feel Archangel Michael with this group. So he could be helping you with this healing, or to welcome change and to welcome a new chapter into your life. And to trust the universe, even if you don't know what that next stage is going to look like. I'm also looking at this Dalmatian stone. You know, it's black and white, obviously, as you can see. It's white with black flecks. And I know this is a Dalmatian, but it's kind of making me think of a zebra. And like the age-old question of, is a zebra white with black stripes or black with white stripes? And even the roundness of this stone, I feel like there's some symbolism in here of accepting life in its entirety. You know, in life, even in the good moments, there's gonna be speckles of darkness, and even in the dark moments, there's gonna be speckles of light. And I feel like you're just ready to embrace it all. Like that's the true energy of surrender. You're ready to embrace everything. To allow, to soften, to give permission, to trust, to open yourself up. And maybe this is what you've really been seeking, or like the key to free yourself is surrender. Okay, so we're gonna get into the personalized messages now. So we're gonna start with a message for those of you who currently do not have a specific person in your life. If you do have a person, you're still welcome to stick around and listen to this message. But if you don't feel like doing that, I'm going to put a timestamp down here so you can skip forward to your message. But let's get into it. Group number 4s who do not have a specific person at this time, what is the message for them? What is the message for my group number 4s who don't have a specific person? Okay, and just again with this note of surrender, like I think a valuable lesson that you guys may be learning right now is not to force things, like not to try to push things to happen, and just to allow divine timing and allow the divine plan to unfold naturally. You may be moving away from an energy that felt kind of like forceful, or like you were at odds with the universe, or like you were having a power struggle with the universe and like trying to control things. And you're just moving into an energy of letting go. And it feels like relief, you know? Okay, so we have judgment, revelation, and awakening. This image I feel is so relevant and powerful for this group because we just finished talking about you entering into a new chapter in your life, and you may not know what it's going to look like, but you're trusting. And just the fact that we have this gateway going into like a night sky, it feels like stepping into the unknown. And judgment often makes me feel like answering the call. I also just saw 1313 on the camera timer, that's the number of the death card. So it's release, ending, transformation. It's like you have the courage to end a current phase in your life, even though you don't know what the new one is going to be. Like that takes a lot of bravery. That takes a lot of trust in the universe. And many of you may be going through a spiritual awakening or the next stage of your spiritual awakening, because awakenings happen in stages and they continue to happen throughout our lives. So you may be going through another wave of that, and that's making you feel more and more trusting of the universe's plan and more held by the universe and supported by the universe. And you may find yourself in this new energy that you're moving into, not worrying about the same things that you used to worry about, and having it be such a no-brainer. You know, not even like, I'm trying not to worry, I'm trying to be positive. It's almost like, I can't believe there was a time I let myself worry so much about that. Like, it just doesn't, you're not bothered or worried by the same things anymore. Oh my gosh. We also have the Two of Cups. What a beautiful card for a love reading. Respect and balance. We have 2 2s because this is 20 and this is 2. Repeating 2s might be a sign that developments are coming in your love life, or just in general, a sign that you're on the right path. I also think this group, you have the gift, or you're about to develop the gift of olfaction, clair smelling. And I don't know why this is coming up, but you might pick up on smells from your person, like if they wear a specific kind of perfume or something like that, or like their detergent. Even if you haven't met them yet, you might kind of pick up on that sort of smell. Or like, just for an example, maybe your person's name is Rose and then like you smell roses or something like that. But that is a gift that you might start to develop or randomly experience as you go through this awakening. But yeah, I feel like the Two of Cups is a beautiful confirmation that you are manifesting a relationship right now, one where you definitely do not feel lonely, where you feel seen, where you feel heard, where you feel engaged with, where you feel like present in. And the order that these came out as well, like stepping into this unknown leads to this union, leads to this relationship. So that's a very clear message. I'm gonna go ahead and roll a couple of dice from my bowl. What other messages do you have for my group number 4s who don't have a specific person? We have the number 11, which could also be a relevant number for you guys. Someone also like could be born on the 11th, or like born at 11 o'clock. A life path 11 could be significant. And we have the sun. Ooh, so that could even be, like sun in the 11th house. Someone could have sun in the 11th house. That could also be your synastry with this person. So for example, I'm a Taurus rising. My 11th house would be Pisces. So if this was my reading, it could be someone who has sun in Pisces. So if you know your birth chart, this person could have their sun in your 11th house, or you could have your sun in their 11th house. But beautiful. The sun, that's the symbol that represents your new beginning. And it's such a beautiful thing to come out when we have this archway where you're stepping into the darkness. But it's like you stepping into it creates light there. And rather than seeing this as an unknown, maybe this darkness is like, this void, so to speak, is potential for you to create whatever you want, to make it whatever you want. It's like a blank screen and you can project anything you want onto it. With the number 11 here, you could be meeting this person through friends, or you could be friends first before things get romantic. Also, any kind of like community involved, like if you get more involved with your community, I think is what I want to say. Getting more involved with your community, or getting more involved in like humanitarian causes, activism, community organized events. Like these are the kind of things that surround the 11th house, because it's like, it's about your community at large and your larger network. So the person who's coming into your life may already kind of be in your circle. Like you might have a couple degrees of separation, but I feel like they're around. And that's perfect, because we see you coming out of your hermit mode. I feel like you're definitely ready to get out and to get more involved. And yeah, it's like getting involved in your community or getting involved in a cause that you care about, doing volunteer work or something, or like networking. That could also lead to you meeting this person. And one thing that you'll notice about them is that even in a room full of like dozens of people, they are like a ray of light in the room. They will just light up the room, and maybe something about their smile or their laughter, your attention will immediately go to them. Like I just see you walking into this room and there's a bunch of people and you're like, that's them, like beeline, because it's just their warmth, their sunny nature radiates off of them. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the message for those of you who do have a specific person. Again, if you don't have a specific person, you're welcome to listen to this message. But if you don't feel like doing that, I will put the timestamp to skip to the next part of the reading. My group number 4s who do have a person, what is the message for them? Ooh, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, group number 4. So the message here is more or less that it's a surprise. There is a fated event that is coming up with you and your person. What I can say is, for those of you who have been dealing with a blockage or dealing with stagnation or feeling stuck, things are going to be set into motion soon. And this could be that things are stuck between you and your person, like your relationship is not moving forward, and your spiritual team is saying things are going to be set in motion. Or like if you're already in a relationship with your person, you and your person together could be facing a situation where things aren't moving, and like you're both getting frustrated about it because you both want to get on with your lives or like move to the next stage of something you're planning. And so like things that were stuck are finally getting set into motion. But with this Wheel of Fortune here, I do feel like you and your person are kind of entering into a stage of your life where planning is not very useful. Like this could be a period where a lot of unpredictable things are happening and things aren't going according to plan. And I feel like the more rigidly you try to stick to a plan, the more frustrated you're going to be. So the best thing would just be to let the universe take the wheel. Take the wheel, yeah, because it's the Wheel of Fortune. Anyways, I'm gonna roll a couple of dice from my bowl and see what other messages we have for you. There could also be a situation with you and your person where it's kind of like the tables are turning, like your roles are reversing. So let's say, for example, you were in a phase with your person where it kind of felt like you were chasing them. Like you would always be like texting them and trying to see if they're available, and they would be like busy or they would be kind of hard to get or something. Like those roles could be reversing, where it's like they weren't responding to you, so you kind of lost interest a bit and now they're chasing you. And it's like, oh, interesting how the tables turn, like that kind of vibe. Or it could even be something like if you are married, maybe it used to be that one of you was working outside of the home and was like always busy and out and about, and so the other one was more taking care of stuff in the home, and now your roles are switching. It's like, yeah, that sort of energy. But let's roll the dice. Okay, we have Libra, which came out very excitedly. We have Libra, which is also funny because Libra's like scales. So I feel like the scales are tipping the other way. 23, 23, as I said that. Oh, I was just talking to ASO recently, and she pulled an oracle card for me, and it was card number 23, and she was saying how it's like the divine feminine, which I'm guessing is because like it's the high priestess and the empress, 23-2-3. It could be like you and your person, maybe one of you was more in your masculine energy and one of you is more in your feminine energy, and now that's switching. And yeah, I do feel like I'm switching a little bit. I was like in my masculine for a long time. Okay. Ooh, and we have Jupiter. And Jupiter is the planet that relates to the Wheel of Fortune. So yes, there are going to be some unstable and unpredictable times ahead, but they will lead to blessings. So these unexpected events, they are pleasant surprises. In the moment, they may seem like inconveniences, I'm hearing, but it's disruptions that are happening to bring you greater blessings. I feel like you and your person's spiritual teams are close together, or they're in cahoots or something, but it's like they want to bring you guys better relationships in your life. They want to bring you and your person like a better support system. And there may be, this is a really, really specific message, so I don't know how many people this is going to resonate with, but like for those of you who are in a committed relationship with this person, there could have been a situation where you hired someone to do work for you, like maybe to do work in your house, or just, I don't know, you hired someone to help you with something as a unit, and like the relationship with them went sour, or like they couldn't do their job well and you had to fire them, and it was like all this drama. And this is happening like to make way to bring in a better person for you, to bring in a better support system for you. Yeah, but I feel like you're both manifesting better relationships. Okay, so this concludes your personalized messages. I just accidentally, what did you call it? Rolled that and it changed to Pisces. So that could be significant. Pisces is ruled by Jupiter. All right, so, I'm like, where's your deck? It's literally right here. So we are going to look at the timeline of events now that is happening next in your love life. Okay, group number 4s. So we're gonna do this in chronological order, with this card here representing like now or the nearest future, and then we're just going to keep going into the future. What is happening next? Okay. Judgment! I don't know if you watched this part, but we got Judgment here. So we have Judgment coming out twice. So regardless of your relationship status, there is what's happening now, or what's happening in your nearest future, is you are being called to step into the unknown. You may be called to take a leap of faith in your life, and this is going to move you closer to your calling, or this is going to move you closer to spiritual awakening. I'm hearing there are people that need you. There are people in a certain field of work who need you. Or there are people in a certain community who need your voice, or who need your help, or who need your wisdom. The universe is calling you to move into a new space because you are going to be a breath of fresh air in this new space. And for those of you who have not met your person yet, stepping into this new space will somehow link to your meeting of this person. We also have the Page of Swords. So yeah, this is like a new person coming in. Again, for those of you who have not met your person yet, I feel like this Page of Swords is representing your person coming in. For those of you who already do have your person, it's funny, we got that message about your spiritual team wanting you to meet better people. So you and your person could be like networking together or making new friends as a result of you like entering into this new stage of your life. Like, even if your person isn't directly involved in this new chapter for you, I do feel like you stepping into this new chapter is gonna facilitate you and your person growing closer. And I feel like both of you, both you and your person in this stage, it's like you're networking or you're making new friends. You're definitely not feeling lonely anymore. Not only are you feeling close to your person, but you're feeling like you're surrounded by like-minded people. You're surrounded by people who have the same vision as you. I'm hearing like you're surrounded by people who get it. Like they're on the same vibe as you. They may have a similar like soul mission as you. You may also at this time of your life be meeting more people who are spiritual or who are psychic. And it feels, obviously it's not a coincidence, but it kind of feels like they're serendipitously coming into your life. Even if what you're doing has nothing to do with spirituality, it's like you're meeting new people who you vibe with and then they just happen to also be psychic. Ooh, okay. So 2 cards coming out at the same time. Yeah, look at this. We have the 3 of Cups. So this is like friends, a circle of friends, a social circle, you know, a community that you get along with, that you have a great time together. So this message is coming through really, really strongly. Again, like I've already said this, but if you haven't met your person yet, like it's through a new circle of friends, a new network, a new community that you are going to meet them. And if you already do know your person, both of you are expanding your circles and having more fun times together, having more lighthearted times together. And this is going to bring you and your person closer together. And we also have the Ace of Swords. So something else that's being highlighted with the Page of Swords and the Ace of Swords is like intellectual compatibility, relationships that are mutually intellectually stimulating and that like you challenge each other, you keep each other on your toes, you keep each other entertained. One of the reasons it may be hard for you guys to relate to a lot of people is because I feel like you're just really smart and like a lot of people just aren't on your level. I feel like it's kind of that energy of like you're playing chess and everyone else is playing checkers. And this is not to like judge people, and I don't think you judge people, but you may just get bored a lot like in conversations with most people because it's like your brain is too buff. Like you want to discuss something more like stimulating or more challenging or more productive, and just most conversations could be just like, I'm hearing like mind numbing. Like it's just, you crave more, or you could be just like someone who gets bored easily, or like your brain is built different than most other people and so it's like it's hard to relate. But I feel like intellectual compatibility or like being on the same wavelength mentally, cerebrally has maybe been like an issue for you in making friends or in making close connections. And so, this has changed twice, eh? It went from Libra to Pisces and now it's Capricorn. All of these could be relevant like zodiac signs of people, by the way. Libra, Capricorn, and Pisces placements. But yeah, there's really an emphasis on like having amazing conversations, having the same sense of humor, being knowledgeable in the same things. Maybe you like specialize in the same things. You're smart in the same ways, kind of thing. And also, I just feel like being around other people with your person, because you know, everyone like presents in front of people a little differently, you know, like I'm not the exact same person like with all of my friends or with my family members or with my partner. There's like different facets of you might be magnified a little bit more, you know, different facets of you might take center stage and other facets might kind of like fall to the wayside. And so I feel like having this opportunity to be around your person and other people, it's going to allow you to see other sides of your person come out. And I feel like that's going to be a really beautiful experience. Like you get to see more facets of them. And I also feel like seeing how your person like interacts with others and how they treat others and how they carry themselves in these situations, it's going to make you more attracted to them. So there's definitely going to be lots of opportunities coming up in your future to like interact with your person in various social settings. You could also be meeting other people in your person's life and then hearing stories about them that you've never heard before. And that, again, give you a fuller picture of who they are and make you, you know, like them even more. Like, for example, maybe you meet this person's mom and then your mom, first of all, you see how they act around their mom and that makes you like them even more. And then their mom tells you a bunch of stories of when they were a kid and that gives you like a fuller context, and it's so cute to imagine them as a kid, and it gives you more insights on like how they grew into the person they are today. So it's like the more people you get to experience with your person, like the painting that is your person becomes more and more colorful and more complete. It's like that kind of vibe. So wonderful opportunity for bonding, not just with your person, but like with a beautiful circle. Okay, we have, was this 3 cards coming out at the same time? Oh geez. Okay, so yeah, we have the Wheel of Fortune again, which I noticed before and then forgot. So the Wheel of Fortune is repeating. We have the King of Wands. Oh, cool. And then we have Shadow Work, which I feel like is what you've been doing. I feel like that's the energy you're coming from. But this is so cool. Like this group, you guys are so excellent. Can I just say that? You guys are so excellent. So, okay. I need to move these so there's room. You are stepping into this new space, and I feel like within a pretty short amount of time, you are becoming the leader or a leader in that sphere, or you're becoming one of the best in that sphere. And it just seems like it's happening very quickly. So, you know, we spoke about there's a field that needs you. There's a community that needs you. And it's like the second you step into it, you just shoot to the top. An example of this would be, let's say your spiritual team was telling you there's a lot of people around the world who need your insights, so you need to like start a YouTube channel or start a podcast, and you need to start speaking your truth because it's people who need to hear it. So you enter into this new space from zero, and within, I want to say like in less than a year, you are, why is it so glary and bright? Okay. Within less than a year, like you are at the top of that field. You are excelling. I feel like this King of Wands is representing mastery and just how your talent and your capability is limitless. And we do have this element of shadow work. And honestly, this can manifest in different ways for different people. For some of you, this could be a healing experience, you know, like if you had previously doubted yourself and doubted what you were capable of, this experience of mastering a new endeavor could be very healing to that doubtful side of you. But there also could be others of you who the shadow that you're dealing with is, even though I am so successful, even though I am receiving all this recognition, I don't really feel it. You know, even though I'm receiving that externally, I don't really feel it. And then the other interpretation of this is that there could be some envy that is happening between you and your person. So like they might be envious, and it's not like a malicious jealousy. It's just a wound that's being triggered. So your person could start to be like a bit envious of your success, or you might be comparing yourself, like rather than focusing on your own successes and being happy for your own successes, you might have a wound that is causing you to still like compare yourself to what your person is doing or how far your person is on their journey. And it's almost about like feeling worthy enough for that person. And I think deep down, you know that that voice is not you, like it's a wound talking, but someone achieving fast success, I think, is like triggering a wound for most of you. Interesting. Yeah, we have like the 5 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, which is like a lack mentality, or like feeling like you're not enough, feeling like you're not doing enough. It can also talk about feeling left out. So someone might have a wound that's like, oh, you're going to keep getting more and more successful, and then you're going to move on without me, or you're going to get tired of me, or something like that. So that brings us to the last part of this reading. I don't know why it just keeps getting so bright and I keep having to turn the lights down. Maybe that's your light. You're just shining so bright. Okay, so we're going to use these 2 oracle decks to finish off the reading with messages and advice from your spirit guides. What messages would you like to leave group number 4 as the reading comes to a close? Oh my gosh! What did I say? What did I say? It's Archangel Michael! Oh my gosh. Okay. I knew he was here. Crystal clear intentions. Archangel Michael, be clear about what you desire and focus upon it with unwavering faith. And I would also say, keep shining as bright as you can. Don't, you know, like, I feel like that light was significant. Like, even though I kept dimming the light, it just kept shining brighter and brighter. So despite, like, you might feel urges to dim your light to make other people comfortable. You might feel other people around you want you to dim your light, but don't do it. Keep shining. Okay, and then we're gonna get some love messages for you. Okay, we have, let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims, it simply allows and gives. Okay, then we have, close your eyes and tell yourself that you deserve to feel joyful. You can allow joy into your life regardless of the circumstances you currently find yourself in. And then finally, criticizing one another will only lead to further unhappiness. Love and accept each other as you are, and your relationship will magically transform. So I feel like at some point within the relationship, and maybe this brings us to the end of your timeline, I feel like you and your person will have to have a conversation about boundaries and a conversation about your triggers as well. Because, you know, the only way to heal a trigger is through it. You know, the same way, the only way to get over fear is to face it and expose yourself to that fear. But doing that before you're ready can do more harm than good. Like if you force yourself to face a fear or expose yourself to a trigger, like before you feel ready to do that, it could just further, it could further cause harm. So if you or your person are starting to feel like certain things are triggering you, like for example, if one of you is becoming successful and starting to get a lot of attention and maybe starting to get approached by other people, or I don't know what it is. It has to do with one of you like blowing up. Like becoming really successful. And so there may be certain situations where it actually is better to give more space. And it will be a conversation you have to have, right? Like what's going to make me feel better in these moments? Is it going to be closer to you and to have more communication with you? Or is it to like remove myself from this situation? I feel like those kinds of conversations are gonna come up. And this relationship between you and your person, it is like an excellent lesson that you're helping each other learn about boundaries and, you know, how can I keep pursuing my joy and keep shining my light, and respecting my boundaries while also accommodating yours. And that's just like the dance of interpersonal relationships at the end of the day. So these are all of the messages that I just have 45. These are all the messages that I have for my group number 4. So we're going to take it over to the extended now, where we're going to see messages from your person, both their 3D self and their higher self. We're also going to see how your person currently feels about you, or how they're currently experiencing this connection and perceiving this connection in the 3D and the 5D. And then we are going to get a timing prediction for an event of your choice, whether that is something we talked about in this reading or something different. That is totally up to you, but we're going to see when it's likely to happen and what could influence that timing. So if that sounds good to you and you'd like to join me in the extended, I'm going to have that link down below in the description as well as in the pinned comment of this video. However, if you're going to leave the reading here, I want to say thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching this, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have a link down below. My tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where you can watch tons of timeless, exclusive pick a card readings just like this one, and you can also decide on topics for future readings. I will have my music channel linked, which includes the intro song of this video. That is an original song. I'll also have my latest release link down below. And finally, my vlog channel and my merch, which features the floating temple that was at the start of this video. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really, really appreciate having you here. And I'm sending so much love to you, to your person, to anyone else who appeared in this reading, directly or indirectly. And I'm sending love to your higher selves, your spirit guides, your spiritual teams, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.